Alright, all praise to the Most High Yahweh, and to His Son, my brother, Amashiach, Yahushua. Peace and blessings to my brothers and sisters from the Israelite tribes. Alright, in this video, we're going to get into some thoughts about E1B1A real quick. So, I was just, reading and looking into various things health-wise, and there was like protein molecules that I was trying to look up, and I was like seeing what the initials or abbreviations had to do with my DNA, and it wouldn't go into any detailed information, but I was looking for detailed information, and I came over, E-M2, something that I've seen a lot of times, and I was like looking at the searches, and I was like, oh, they got other searches and questions and stuff. So I looked and I saw what haplogroup are Haitians. I was like, that's an easy one, from the charts and from all the downloads that I've seen. I was like, E1B1A, and I was like, this reminds me of something that goes well together, something that, like the people on TikTok would say, something that would match energy with each other. And I was like, well, the only thing that comes to mind that I know of is this. So I was like, man, what was it he was saying? And when I say he, I'm talking about this guy. So the irony is, I believe, I haven't rewatched it. I've been just using certain things that I remember from this stream for different things. But I don't think throughout this whole stream he mentioned anything about Haiti. I think he talked about Africa, Europe, even Asia, and Louisiana. And the crazy thing is, I don't think he said anything about Haiti when it comes to DNA. And I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna just, go into wherever I could find about, the whole setup about his DNA and E1. I think he was trying to go after E1B1B. So for people that don't know much about DNA and watching this video, this channel for the first time, so I'm a person that been researching various people group DNAs and or haplogroups, and I've been doing this as a hobby, and I've been doing this to pair all the people from the table of nations together to identify them as people in the real world, from the Bible layout to the countries and origins and the haplogroups that they would have today. So Gorilla Hebrew has R1B. So that is basically your European Japhetic group of people. So that group itself is built with different complexion types. So Japhetic people have a mutation capability of creating dark to tan to pale complexion people. So he's trying to reverse psychology, this whole concept of, you know, black people, this R1B being in Africa and Lake Chad. And for people that was in the stream, in the live room, on the chat, because I think in this live stream, they was like letting everybody have like a free for all until I don't know if Gorilla Hebrew was like trying to say monitor, handle this or that, but I was chatting in the room. Other people that was educated on DNA was chatting, and when he, because we seen the video, and this is from him doubling down, so he's doubling and tripling down on his paternal grouping of people, and it was like the craziest thing I ever heard. And me being in the chat section, me typing what I was typing, and other people, and it was like so crazy. And it's like everybody that understood what was going on was like, yeah, he literally went out on the limb and exposed himself as a European Japhetic person. So that all that was, and it was like crazy. And I was like, well, now we can see why he said what he said way before about DNA, and now he's saying what he's saying today about DNA. And once that truth come out, it's like it's over. You know, once that protein, those groups tell you who you are, that's what you've been made of. You know, and you start to, you know, go into this E1B1B because that's everybody comfort zone. And I don't know if, you know, everybody been giving him advice, or, you know, I was like, he should have asked Ron Dalton for advice before he came on. He said he has his number and everything, so I was like, yeah, he should have gotten advice from Ron before he doubled down and tripled down on the information. But so E1B1B is dealing with Edomites. So most of this group of people are dealing with dark complexion people. So the people that he's trying to group in is dealing with Napoleon and a few other famous. There's like several famous people, and I talked about this before. I went to EUpedia, showed everybody. So a lot of those people with pale complexion, the other types of white people, they basically have the mtDNA or maternal setup of H and HHV, or H and then HV, and that's European maternal groupings of people. And sadly, it's very common. It's very common among like a lot of people pairings with Y-DNA and mtDNA. So there's E1B1A groupings of people. That's Israelite paternal group. So yeah, E1B1A that I've seen paired with a maternal grouping of H, HV, and you have other groups that done the same thing with HV, but not on the scale in which this one particular group, this E1B1B group, have done it. So this is them trying to tear themselves or white themselves into a pale or lighter complexion versus this dark complexion, so they could hide in plain sight. So Gorilla Hebrew, he's going into this whole thing about, yeah, we're gonna get this E thing, this E1, not knowing that the E group is dealing with Abrahamic stock of people. So you have E1A Ishmaelites, E1B1A Israelites, E1B1B Edom, E2 Midianites. So he's getting into this whole thing about how there's a pale complexion group among this E group, not knowing the dynamics of the differences of haplogroups and the subclades and everything else. So he heavily marked himself, and I was like, well, I don't think he's gonna talk about Haiti at all. When it comes to DNA, I don't even remember him talking anything about Haiti in this one. So, like I was saying, I was like doing my research on some health benefits that I was trying to look up and within my DNA pool, and I just came across this. And I was like, well, let's see what Haiti is asking or questioning, and I saw this, and you see the percentages. So this is a guy that always, often is talking about Haiti, Haiti this and Haiti that, his family, his ancestry. He even threw out a few different Bantu grouping names, even though now we know that it's almost close to impossible for him to be involved with certain groupings of Bantu people because of his DNA information that he disclosed. So now we look at this information, looking at the high percentages, and it's like, most likely he was a merchant person, ancestor, and or one of those Moors that was forced to relocate before all this took place. So I'm like, this is very much similar to what you see in those islands near Africa with the R1s in the E1B1A layout. And it's the same in the West Indies with the similar format. The only thing is, once you get into the North America with this group of R1, all these people that R1 is claiming to be Native Americans. And I don't doubt that one bit, because that marker, that R1B marker, is one of the representation of northeastern and southern groups of Native Americans. So I'm like, I'm not gonna deny them for that of their identity. I'm just saying that keep the same energy that you have for the native pride stuff. for the Caucasian pride stuff because you're pretty much closely related to Caucasian people. So it's not like, okay, a whole nother haplogroup that's dealing with um, a subclade. So you have these subclades that are different branches and mutations. So E is so big to where you can't even say, okay, haplogroup E and then this group are all, the same group. We are related, but we are not similar. Now R1, R2, different story, closely related. Not just that, but G to T Y DNA groupings, all related, all Japhetic people. Not just that, but often when you go to look up the detailed information, it'll tell you instantly ancestor this, formerly known as this, um, descendants of this, and you have all these so-called separate haplogroups that are closely related or renamed together, and it's like we know, and in tDNA it gets better because that's all they do. That's why I said H and HV, because all those people, all those women are just Japhetic women. So I was like, just thinking about doing a video. I was like, well, I want to just do like a TikTok. Most of the time I just do like a TikTok, to troll a little bit. But I think people want context to a lot of the stuff that I post or think about. And I'm like, well, I was like, just do a video and explain myself. So this is what I came across, and I'm pretty sure he's always talking about Levites and everything. So there are percentages of Levitical people around, and I think as soon as I come across or Google search the family tree branch of Levi, and if they show the countries and the defining mutation, I'll share it with you. Other than that, um, normally when I'm randomly searching for stuff, I come I come across those family tree samples with countries and defining mutations and how many people sample for. And it's like, okay, yeah, I was looking for this, but not at this time, and I'll just save it. And but most of the time when I'm looking for other things, I come across other types of information. So I was like, yeah, Gorilla Hebrew popped up in my mind. So I was like, well, the major groupings of these groups are gonna be, other tribes besides Levi. Levi is dealing with, I want to say M116, and that's the marker. So Levi M116. Simeon is M58, I believe. Uh, Judah is M149. And so the same with all that, once I come across the family tree layout for those groupings, I'll share it with y'all. So as you can see, none of those E1B1A markers are dealing with Levi, Judah, or Simeon, but they're dealing with other Israelites, and that's the important part. And at the same time, as you can see, most of the time they um, leave M-2 or E-M2 as an overall general status point for a lot of places when they go into a chart, because there's one sample of possibly many subclades of E1B1A. So for them to show as many colors and sizes or percentages on the graph, they'll just highlight E-M2 and make that notation. This is dealing with multiple groups of the percentage, rather than going into like a detail about it when it's not the most populous grouping. They go, hey, we could just group the rest into one setting and go with the others, other E1B1A. We go with a bigger percentage. So, and that's common practice. So, um, yeah. So, and Gorilla Hebrew was in the first, and he won't be the last person to uh, do a DNA test, find out that he has no Hebrew Israelite protein or connection in his body, and they will cover, they will backtrack, they'll go right into Africa, right into a Hamitic country, and claim they are the blackest person, their gene pool, and this. Even though when you look at both of these guys, it's like, yeah. And Hassad never discloses DNA information. Uh, Maybe I have to Google search or YouTube search um, if he did, but I'm pretty sure the irony would be if Gorilla Hebrew is R1, R1B, and Hassad is either E1B1A or E1B1B. Most likely, probably like E1B1A with a European or Caucasian woman as a parent, versus Gorilla Hebrew saying that he has a L. Now, there could be a possibility of Gorilla Hebrew having a L. You know, what L? I don't know, but it could be two L's for all we care and know of, because of the losses that he's collecting, all the losing streaks and stuff. So I'm like, he has to right now, right here, he has to enjoy his kingdom with all the other Caucasian and Asian people, because this is it for him. So I was like, yeah, this that same energy, like um, it's like that epiphany, you know. It's like you keep saying something, it's like you're trying to make it true, but it's not. It's not true. And when the facts come out, it's like, man, I can't even talk about Haiti no more. I gotta talk about Louisiana. I gotta talk about Asia, Africa, and Europe. I can't talk about Haiti. Yeah. So I was like, man, I don't even remember if he said anything about Haiti DNA, let alone Haiti in general, in that live stream. So that was something that I was like just thinking, and I was like just do a video, do like quick thoughts and move on. So with that being said, like always, all praise to the Most High Yahweh and to His Son, my brother Amashiach Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings once again to my brothers and sisters from the Israelite tribes. Thank y'all for the views. Thank y'all for the comments. Feel free to leave a comment according to the community guidelines, and I shall reply to it via comment section or video. Thank y'all once again. Peace.